School-Based Gardens and Food Literacy Program Plan. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention states that many Americans do not consume an adequate number of fruits or vegetables daily, resulting in an inadequate intake of necessary vitamins and minerals. Approximately 10% of adults meet the federal fruit or vegetable recommendations, and children learn by watching their parents. Research shows that socio-demographic and characteristics such as socioeconomic status increases the rate seen in childhood obesity. Disparities in childhood obesity in regards to race and ethnicity and lower income neighborhoods have been well documented, proving a need for increased food literacy, especially in areas of lower socioeconomic status. Food literacy interventions primarily include nutrition education, which have been implemented in schools in the United States and around the world. When programs have included an experiential aspect, such as hands-on time in a garden, along with the nutrition education program, positive behavioral changes are more notable. In past experiments, children involved in hands-on gardening groups were more likely to try an assortment of unfamiliar foods, to cook and garden on their own, and to make better food choices than those not having the experiential time in the garden. According to a study published in 2016, the popularity of school gardens in U.S. public elementary schools has risen. Gardens are more commonly seen at schools of higher income students, but not in schools serving lower income students. School gardens utilized in educational experiences of children are capable of increasing healthy eating patterns, knowledge, and food choices. When comparing studies which have offered nutrition-related education in conjunction with gardening time, those spending time in the garden have scored higher in nutrition-related knowledge. This program aims to focus on urban low-income middle school students, considering this to be a critical formative time to implement nutrition-related education with the potential to influence future health. The sample group will be incoming 7th grade students at a local Southern California middle school. We aim to assess the impact of a nutrition-based class on the improvement of nutrition behaviors, while students are also spending time in the school garden. The theoretical framework. A current best practice in regards to the field of nutrition and school-based garden programs utilizes the social cognitive theory. This model has been shown to be most effective when working with school-aged children and has been validated a number of times as the best theoretical fit when evaluating farm-to-school type programs. Albert Bandura's social cognitive theory affirms that health behaviors are developed through reciprocal interaction between an individual's knowledge, self-efficacy, goals, and outcome expectations. Environmental factors, such as influences, surroundings, peer modeling, and parental support. Environmental factors noted in our program include time spent in the garden, food provision and preparation and consumption, cooking and preparing foods from the garden, sharing recipes, eating and preparing foods of other cultures. Also part of our program will be peer and community support, such as family days at peak harvest times, organizing market days to sell produce from the garden, and working with adults from the community. Personal factors, such as beliefs, values, and knowledge. Factors from our program include propagating seeds and cuttings, planting seedlings, weeding, watering, mulching, and caring for plants, harvesting fruit, vegetables, and herbs, identifying foods, counting and graphing growth of plants, drawing maps of the garden, and holding gardening workshops. Behavioral factors, such as skills needed to complete a task and monitoring habits. Students will help in designing gardens, building gardens, making compost, and will participate in in-class educational materials. The mission statement of our program is to provide students with an opportunity to make connections between growing foods and good diets, to develop life skills, to increase environmental awareness, and for better cultural competency and community development. Objectives. The following objectives will be measured via questionnaires. A customized nutritional knowledge questionnaire for urban low-income middle school students will be utilized in the evaluation of this school-based garden and food literacy program at the beginning of the semester to obtain a baseline of nutritional knowledge. Students will then participate in an in-class culturally appropriate educational course while also spending time in the school garden. When the semester concludes, students will be given the same questionnaire to test for changes in nutritional knowledge. After the spring semester, students will complete the questionnaire again testing for retained knowledge and self-efficacy. Although we hope to conclude our study by showing that the introduction of hands-on gardening time while concurrently learning about nutrition can enhance overall food literacy, it is quite possible that the benefits of this program will not be noted until much later in the life of our students.